What is up, guys? I hope you're well. My name is Mark and welcome back to r/NoSleep with the story I Keep People in Cages. If you do enjoy the story, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe button and maybe that notification bell. And let's get into the finale. You know, if I survive this, I'm asking for a raise, or actually lethal weaponry instead of rubber bullets. My job up until last week was watching people in cages, no questions asked, but then Cage 8 arrived and now I'm more concerned of getting out of here than performing my job dutifully. Cerberus is still searching for the escaped. We found what was left of the initial security response. They were mauled or something, limbs strewn all around, bite marks, that sort of thing. If I had to guess, I'd say Cassie or Bill got to them, initially anyway. The lack of blood suggests Fred as well, but he was never one for dismemberments. Did I mention the initial response was around 10 to 15 guys? Kind of important. Cerberus meanwhile is 4 men, which is odd in itself. I don't even know their names, their faces were completely obscured and they wear riot gear. From what I heard, they go by code names W, F, P and D. D seems to be the leader of the pack. Despite there only being 4 of them, TD seems confident they'll round up or exterminate the others. Either way, I'm not so sure I trust TD anymore, not after what I saw. I'm not allowed to leave, so in the meantime I've been piecing together what's actually going on down here, which, to be honest, isn't going well. I'm still confused as to what these people are. Shit, I just heard gunfire. Update. Alright, well, that was something. They just found Cassie. She shook off about 30 seconds of shots from assault rifles. She's back in containment, as they could do little more than incapacitate her. One down, I guess. TD has gone missing though. Cerberus sent F to watch me. Guess I don't trust a normal security guard. They're kind of arseholes in all honesty. I'm really hungry. I asked F to get me some food from the cafeteria area, but he denied it with a head shake and pointed to my chair. So I'm just writing now to clear my head. It's getting harder to concentrate if I'm being frank with you guys. I mean, wouldn't you be a little freaked out in my situation? At any rate, what really concerns me is our doll friend has showed up in my office. F doesn't seem to notice or care about it. Maybe TD hadn't briefed these guys, or maybe I'm finally losing it. God, I'm hungry. You know what's funny? I can't remember anything before last Saturday, the day they added Cage 8. I should have guessed there was something up from the get-go, but the pay was so good and I needed the money. And for 10 years, it was relatively peaceful, you know. Relatively being the operative word. Or was it? I can't be sure anymore. Everything before last Saturday is a blank. Stress will do that, I suppose. Simple job. Watch people in cages, get paid $500. I need food. I haven't eaten in what feels like days. I'm not dying here. Update. I can't believe what I did. So I convinced F to let me go check on the contained subjects, feed them, etc. I took my weapon with me, just in case, and I was just so hungry. So fucking hungry. So I ate some of the meat we give to Cassie. Yes, I know it's human, but I needed food, okay? I ate yesterday, but I felt like I was starving. I needed it. More than that monster did. And you know the worst part? I liked the taste. I mean, it was raw meat, but it wasn't bad. Tasted sort of like pork. So I ate more. It wasn't until TD appeared out of nowhere. Then I realised I'd been there for hours, gorging myself. I wasn't hungry anymore, but I couldn't stop myself. TD pulled me away from my flesh feast and told me that they killed Fred. He didn't seem fazed by my actions, instead irritated that I'd left my post. F wasn't there when I returned, but the doll was, and just like the other day, TD didn't see it, even though he did yesterday. I asked as he turned to leave, "What are you?" He stopped. "Come again?" "What are you?" He raked his nails on the doorframe as he stood in place. His fingers bled a bit as he did. "I'm just a guy doing his job, same as you." That didn't satisfy me, so I hit him on the back of the head with my rifle. It didn't even make him flinch. He turned to face me with a look of horrifying calm. "You know, I liked you. A lot more than the previous guard." This grotesque mass of muscle and flesh flashed in my mind, and I fell to the floor. The mask was gone, as whatever this thing was walked towards me. "I'm doing a job that was given to me, and I need help doing it. All you have to fucking do is watch these monitors and keep your fucking mouth shut," he said. But I heard 1,000 voices scream it from within my mind. Do I make myself clear? His voice returned to normal. "You're a monster!" "Oh, look at you. Finally figured that one out, huh?" "Well, not quite. I'm more like the monster, Lightbringer, Prince of Lies, etc." he said with mocking amusement, lackadaisically gesturing with his hands. "Look, I'm not the bad guy here. No, in fact I'm doing my best to keep them here, and for the sake of mankind, I suggest you do the same." He patted me on the cheek and left the room. I ran for the door, but it was locked behind him. So yeah, I'm working for the devil himself. How fun. Should have suspected that from the beginning if I'm being honest. I'm going to get some sleep. I'll update you all later. Update? They found Earl. His normally short hair was longer now, and he had no issue shrugging off the bullets. In fact, he broke a gun over his knee. At least that's what I heard over radio chatter. They had restrained him via horse tranquilizer. Don't know why they had it either. Cut his hair, then locked him back up. That explains the hair tonic rule. Lisa and Bill are still missing, but I'm more concerned with getting out of here at this point. I managed to pick the lock. I always keep a bobby pin with me. What can I say? I'm a bit paranoid at this point, and I'm going to lift the lockdown at one of the exits. Here's hoping I make it. Update? Alright, figured you guys would like me to keep you updated. I have a phone with me for that very purpose. If I know this building well, I should be able to find the exit. Cerebus is patrolling for me, at least I think they are. I saw more security staff coming in with equipment, managed to hide out of sight. My only option is going out the exit. They take out the people they take away. I'll update later. I found it, and I wish I hadn't. I really wish I hadn't. The door they take people out of, there were stairs behind them. The stairs descended far below the building. The smell of sulphur was overpowering, but I decided it was my only option. I had been spotted by one of Cerebus, so I ran through the door. I still hear them trying to get in. I locked it behind me. The dark pit was seemingly endless. But as I got lower, after hours of walking, I heard it. Screams. Millions upon millions of screams of agony. And the heat. Jesus Christ, the heat. Like the fires of hell, which coincidentally, I do believe that's what it was. I tried to turn around, but a grip like a fiery hand grasped my ankle. It tried to pull me down the remainder of the stairs, but I managed to slip away. I ran as fast as I could, back up the stairwell, which they did not come down after all. So I descended for nothing. I went back through and found the building seemingly long abandoned. It was the walls covered in long dry blood and scorch marks. The fuck? I had come through the right door, hadn't I? I turned to leave, but the door had vanished. I heard a voice behind me. Going somewhere? I turned and saw TD, smiling ear to ear. Come on, follow me. Where are we? Just another of our locations with significantly less success. I followed behind him, and I noticed the mask had slipped more. His entire left arm was covered in burn marks, and his shirt was torn, revealing 2 scars on his back. His face was now continually shifting, much more noticeable than ever before. Gone was the aging movie star looks, and I just felt pure darkness radiating from him. Think of me as someone who's disciplining some particularly mean children. They were naughty and broke the rules, so I gave them timeouts, he said, his voice deepening with every syllable. Oh, and don't think I don't know what you've been doing. You've been breaking the rules yourself, haven't you? He snapped his fingers and we're back in my office, in the normal facility. He finally spoke. We found 7 and 8. Once we capture them, you are free to leave. You're going to help. I followed TD to a room. On either side, blood and entrails coated the room. Security teams ripped apart. In the centre of the carnage was a 6-year-old girl and a monstrous creature with an oxygen tank on its back. Then everything went black. My job was I watched people in cages. 7 cages, 7 people, each with different rules attached. My boss was a guy named TD. Now there's 9 cages. One of them is empty. The 9th cage holds a male occupant. He's about 5'8". He's to be fed cooked meat and watered daily. Furthermore, he's allowed daily internet access for 1 hour. The cages are a bit cramped, but you get used to it. I used to watch people in cages. Oh my god! What an ending! Oh, you could just decipher that all you like, but I've been reading the comments and there's one post on there that, I think explains it magically. So I'm going to read that one out for you now. So if you want to make your own assumptions, put those in the comments now before I read it. Pause the video right now and I want to know, what you think the story behind all this is, and put it in the comment. And then I'm going to reveal this comment, which this guy has pretty much wrapped it up, I think. So hopefully you paused and you commented below, and now I'm going to reveal this guy's post. By the way, this hasn't been confirmed if this is true or not, but I think it makes total sense. So here's from Herky17. So here's a scheme. The code says we are free, and that's the code from one of the previous videos. The Cerebrus team are WDFP, symbolising the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: war, death, famine and pestilence. For those who didn't understand, 9 is the OP himself. He got put there after the snap from TD. TD I think means the devil, since what he's describing there as duty seems like he's in charge of hell. Nothing was said about the doll. I'm kind of sad because the doll seemed like an important story point. Earl is like the Catholic figure Samson, I hope I got that right. When they cut his hair, he lost all the strength. I think the door that they take him out of is symbolising the 9 circles of hell. I think OP's office is like the Purgatory or Mundus. If I missed anything or got some things wrong, tell me. To be honest, I really like the story. One of the few to let me go to Reddit every day just to see if this got another part. And I was exactly the same. When I was reading this, I only got to I think it was like part 5, and I thought that was the end. And I sort of ended the series there, and then there was this finale, which it just ties everything up so good. And if you did enjoy this No Sleep story, I really enjoyed reading these because I think they just had a whole different dynamic to how we read things, and the comments below, especially ones like this that keeps you guessing all the time of what's going on. Is there something a bit deeper about it, you know? If you did enjoy it, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell, and I'll be sure to get some more up. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, much love, and thank you once again to So Lonely 200. Take care now.